What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. A light New York Jets news day today. Robert Saleh's last press conference before a game of the season. I'm going to miss those. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday Robert Saleh press conferences were appointment television this year. I'm going to miss it. He has some thoughts on Quincy Williams. We'll get into the awards given out to Jets players voted by their teammates and a fun little thing that happened at practice today. What's up, guys? Matt O'Leary back with some Underdog fantasy plays for Week 18. Wanted to do things a little bit different. I'm not going to do Jets picks for this one because I don't think the Jets or Patriots are going to score all that much. So I wanted to go with a big game this week and the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills, and also throw in a Derek Carr play. So I'm taking Derek Carr higher than 240.5 passing yards. Derek Carr, while I think has had a down year with the Saints, I think he's going to end up having to throw them back into this game, and in similar fashion, going to get some garbage time numbers, so he'll hit the higher there. Josh Allen, 2 or higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns, so 2 or more. I think he gets it. I think that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are hot right now, and I expect him to come out and play well. And as for Tua, I like him to throw an interception this week, higher than 0.5 interceptions. He was picked off twice last week. He was picked off the first time these two teams played. I think Buffalo gets him once in this game. So $10 gets you $60 if all 3 hits. Make sure to sign up using my link down below in the description. So Quincy Williams is the team MVP, again voted on by the players. Here's what Robert Saleh had to say about Quincy Williams' 2023 season.
That's pretty cool because the players vote for that one, and for him to have gotten that type of respect in the locker room. I think it's a testament to him. Nobody knows him like his teammates know him, and while he may have been snubbed for the Pro Bowl, he was definitely recognized here.
Is it cool too, Robert, just his journey? And he wasn't a top 10 pick that just cruised in his career.
No, those are always the fun ones because he was drafted at Jacksonville. He was released 2 years later, I believe, and we had the opportunity to get him, and Joe did a great job. Got the waiver wire claim in, and then from there it was just a matter of developing him. And but credit to him because he flipped from a mental standpoint and just understanding how precious this opportunity is, and he's attacked it, and he's got all the athleticism in the world, and he's taken his mental every year to a whole new level, and fully expecting him to do it again next year.
Shout out Quincy Williams. Seriously, he was tremendous this year for the New York Jets. His growth year over year was something that, frankly, I wasn't expecting. I did not expect him to come in and to play this well. His first 2 years with the New York Jets, a waiver wire fine from Joe Douglas. There were some flashes, but let's be real, there were some inconsistencies with his game. The highs were really, really high, and the lows were really, really low. And you saw potential, but I personally just didn't think that he would be able to put it together consistently enough to be a legit stud starting linebacker. Well, he has been the team MVP, and I think is extremely deserving of the award. And it was noticeable from night one. Night one. One of his biggest issues in the past, which he needed to work on, and to his credit, he did in a huge way, was his coverage ability. He really struggled in coverage, Quincy Williams did. And this year, no hyperbole, just looking at it, Quincy Williams has been one of the best cover linebackers in the NFL this season. And it was noticeable night one at MetLife Stadium against the Buffalo Bills. He had a tremendous game, and I remember going, wow, Quincy is flying all over the field, which that's not surprising, but I was like, man, he's been great in coverage tonight. That's tremendous. That's a great sign. I hope he continues to do that. And he did, week after week after week. He was just consistently good, consistently racking up tons and tons of tackles. And again, was a really good cover linebacker this year. Again, I think he is absolutely deserving of the award. And what a bargain the Jets ended up getting with Quincy Williams. They signed him to an extension this past offseason. Everyone's looking at, oh my God, the Quincy Williams contract, and thank goodness they were able to get that one done. But Quincy Williams voted the team captain by his teammates. I don't know about you guys, but I think he is absolutely deserving of that honor. Okay, I wanted to go through some of the other awards and talk about some of these other players as well. So the Selfless Warrior goes to CJ Mosley. Mosley is such a respected guy in that room. I know the last time we saw him against the Cleveland Browns, the last time the Jets played on Thursday Night Football last week, he really, really struggled in coverage. I mean, the polar opposite of what we were talking about with Quincy. CJ was getting destroyed in that game. And it's tough because CJ's a leader on this team, and he's had a really good Jets tenure, it was such a strange start to CJ Mosley's Jet career, right? Like 2019 comes in, Jets start the season against Buffalo, and for the first 3 quarters of that game before he left with an injury, not hyperbole, he was the best player on the field. He was incredible in that game. Gets hurt, misses pretty much the rest of the season. He tried to come back in the Darnold seeing ghost games against New England. Didn't work, was out the rest of the year. Sat out the COVID 2020 season, and then it has come back and been really, really good for 3 straight seasons. And yeah, it's obvious at this point in his career, like he's lost a little bit of a step, but I do think his football IQ makes up for it. Like he is still an extremely productive linebacker, and it's hard to find a better overall duo than Mosley and Williams out there, honestly. You can make the cases on some other teams around the league that have really great linebacker duos. The Ravens come to mind, the 49ers, teams like that. But Mosley's been fantastic this year and is so well respected in that room. I would anticipate him restructuring his deal again this year and him being back next year in 2024. Now, this one is going to ruffle some feathers around the league, not in the New York Jets fandom and not in the locker room, obviously, but most inspirational player was given to Aaron Rodgers in 2023. Aaron Rodgers' attempt to come back. This was, again, want to reiterate, this was voted on by the player. So this is not an Aaron Rodgers ego award. It's not the New York media giving it. No, not the fan base. It's the players in the room. Obviously, they look up to Aaron Rodgers and his fight to come back and his willingness to be around with the team. That stuff I liked from Aaron this year. I wish the Jets were in it at the end of the year so that we could have seen Aaron Rodgers on Christmas Eve, but it was unfortunate what ended up happening there. But Rodgers looking to make the comeback in 2024. That's exciting. So we'll see Aaron Rodgers under center for the New York Jets in 2024. But I love to see his teammates, talking him up. As for the Good Guy Award, that goes to Tyler Conklin. It's been a really nice year for Tyler Conklin in 2023. He's been productive for the New York Jets this year as a pass catcher. Doesn't have a receiving touchdown on the season, which is really unfortunate. Pretty much the entire offense has been Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. When you look at receiving touchdowns, Allen Lazard has one, Randall Cobb has one, Jason Brownlee has one, but Tyler Conklin doesn't. I would imagine with the return of Aaron Rodgers, Conklin's going to be a guy next year. Let's assume health. If Tyler Conklin's playing a full 17-game season, I don't see how he's not 800 receiving yards and, 5+ touchdowns next year. We know Aaron Rodgers likes the tight end. Tyler Conklin has been a productive Jet, especially this year. He's been I think definitely their third most reliable pass catcher. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Tyler Conklin in that order. I like him. I think he's been really, really good for this team. I think he's a leader in the locker room. Glad he won that award, and I'm glad that he's a New York Jet. Excited for him in 24. How about community service? Justin Hardy, another leader for this New York Jets team. It was obvious when he went down on the field with injury. The Jets special teams took a little bit of a hit, but he's been really, really good. The Jets are 5th in special teams DVOA this year, so they're a top 5 unit on specials, and Justin Hardy plays a big part of it. He's also a great guy off the field and was honored for his community service. Most courageous player, Breece Hall. What a story Breece Hall's been this year, coming off the ACL. Had a great week 1, had a great game against Denver, hit a little bit of a rough patch in the run game, but has had a really nice 2 games. And even over that rough stretch as a rusher, which really kind of to me goes more into the offensive line issues. But He was an incredible pass catcher. Is going to be second in the league behind Christian McCaffrey as a receiving back. And it's still nuts to me, the quote we got from Nathaniel Hackett yesterday on Breece Hall, and not knowing that Breece Hall was going to be a stud out of the backfield. But what do you know? As for rookie who acts like a pro, that goes to Xavier Gipson. The Jets locker room, specifically Randall Cobb, I mean, we saw it on Hard Knocks, is obsessed with Xavier Gipson. He's a good punt returner, gadget kind of guy. Curious to see what his role is with the team next year. I think best case scenario, he's like a wide receiver 4. But there's value to that. It's not a knocking Gipson, and I hope obviously is even better than that. But I think on a good team and a quality unit, he's a wide receiver 4 or 5, special teams player, and hopefully he continues to grow. But made a huge play in the first game of the season as the punt returner, game-winning punt return for a touchdown. Has looked good on the jet sweeps and, explosive with the ball in his hands. Last thing that we could get into, just a funny little thing. On the final practice of the year, there was a jersey swap. So the Jets, guys, were wearing different jerseys out there. There was an 8 jersey out there. We know Rodgers wasn't there. And Zach Wilson's number 2 jersey was seen, even though we know he's not there. He's still in concussion protocol. So yeah, this is the last time that the 2023 Jets will all be together. They're not bringing back the entirety of this roster. It's, even though a lot of the core is coming back, there's no denying that, but there's roster turnover every single year. So this is the last time this group will be together. So that's part of the reason why they did that. Let me know your thoughts on the awards and the teammates showing some love for Aaron Rodgers and just what we've seen from CJ Mosley so far this year. Let me know your and Quincy Williams being the team MVP. There we go. That's what I wanted to hit on. Quincy Williams, team MVP. Thoughts down below in the comments. I'm Matt. Subscribe if you're new, please. I'll catch you next time.